Listen to me carefully if you've been feeling like your life is shifting, like something deep within you is stirring. This message is for you. When God is about to bless you, He begins to move things in ways you cannot explain. Suddenly, people start to leave, old doors begin to close, and what once felt comfortable starts to feel too small. It's not chaos. It's a divine order. God is rearranging your life to make room for what's coming next. You may not see it yet, but heaven is already setting the stage for your blessing. The tension you feel right now is the final stretch before the breakthrough. In this message, I'm going to reveal the 6 powerful signs that God is getting ready to pour His favor over your life. So stay right here, listen closely, and let this word sink deep into your heart. And before we begin, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you never miss a moment of divine inspiration that could transform your journey. When God is about to bless you, He will start removing certain people and the distractions from your life. And at first, it might feel painful and confusing because you won't understand why the people you trusted suddenly walk away, or why things that once made you happy no longer bring peace. But what you must realize is that God sees what you cannot see. He knows the hearts of people even before they reveal themselves to you. When He is preparing you for a blessing, He cannot allow everyone to come with you, because not everyone is meant to stand beside you in your next season. People are part of your past, but they are not part of your purpose. So when they leave, it is not rejection, it is protection. God removes them because He knows they cannot handle where He is taking you. You may be praying to hold on, but He is saying let go, because holding on will delay the blessing that is already on its way. God knows how much you can carry, and sometimes the extra weight of wrong relationships, wrong environments, or unnecessary distractions can slow your progress. You might not notice it now, but every disconnection is making room for something new. You cannot receive what God wants to give you if your hands are still full of what He already told you to release. When people disappear without reason, or when certain opportunities fade away, do not chase them. Instead, thank God because He is cleaning the path ahead of you. The blessing that is coming requires clarity, focus, and spiritual strength, and those things cannot grow in chaos. So if God is pulling things away from you, do not resist the change. Trust that He is removing what will later become a burden. Every separation carries a divine purpose. When God is positioning you for something greater, He will test how much you are willing to let go of what is temporary to gain what is eternal. The pruning process always comes before the fruit. You might feel alone in this season, but you are not being abandoned. You are being refined. The silence you feel is where God begins to speak. The emptiness you feel is where He starts to fill you again. When the wrong people exit your life, it creates space for the right ones to enter. People who will pray with you, not gossip about you. People who will lift your faith, not drain your energy. It is a painful process, but necessary, because not every companion is a divine connection. Think about Abraham. When God called him to a new land, the first instruction was to leave everything behind. His country, his people, his father's house, and go to the land God would show him. That separation was painful, but it was also the key to his promise. The same principle applies to you. Sometimes the people and things you lose are actually the sacrifices that unlock the next level of your destiny. God cannot bless disobedience, and He will not promote you while you are still attached to what He has already ended. So when separation comes, do not see it as a loss. See it as a sign that heaven is moving. You are stepping into a season where not everyone can follow. The blessing that God is about to release requires new levels of faith, new levels of obedience, and new levels of surrender. The people who are meant to walk with you will align with your purpose. The ones who are not will drift away on their own. Do not chase them. Do not fight to keep what God has removed. He is not taking something from you to leave you empty. He is clearing the way so that when your blessing arrives, there will be no confusion about who deserves to stand beside you. So if you are losing people, opportunities, or situations right now, take a deep breath and trust that it is part of the preparation. God is making room for something greater, and the separation you feel today is the doorway to your blessing tomorrow. When God is about to bless you, you will begin to feel a deep spiritual restlessness stirring inside you. Things that once satisfied, you will no longer feel the same. The job that once felt perfect will start to feel too small. The people you used to fit in with will begin to feel distant. You will sense something shifting, something you can't quite explain, like an inner voice whispering that it's time for change. That feeling is not confusion, it is divine stirring. It is God awakening your spirit to move you toward the next level of your destiny. Whenever He is preparing to elevate you, He first disrupts your comfort. The uneasiness you feel is not a sign of failure, but a signal of transformation. God never blesses you in the same environment that once limited your growth. So when you feel that deep restlessness, do not ignore it, because it is God's way of saying your season here is over. This restlessness can make you feel uncertain, because your mind wants to stay where it is safe. But your spirit knows it's time to move forward. You might wake up one day and realize that the things that once motivated you no longer do. Your dreams start to change, your priorities shift, and your desires begin to realign. That is not you losing focus. That is God renewing your vision. He is preparing your heart for what is next. Just as a bird must feel the discomfort before it learns to fly, your soul must feel the push before it steps into new territory. You may not know what lies ahead, but God does, and He will never stir your spirit unless He is leading you somewhere greater. Sometimes that restlessness shows up as dissatisfaction with the ordinary. You may look around and feel like there is more to your life than what you are currently living. That is not pride. It is purpose calling you. When your soul starts yearning for something beyond your reach, it means heaven is pulling you toward it. You were not created to stay small. You were created to grow, to rise, to become everything God designed you to be. And before every elevation, there is agitation. Before every breakthrough, there is discomfort. God uses that internal tension to break the limits you placed on yourself. What feels like frustration is actually preparation. What feels like emptiness is God making room for the next blessing. You might find yourself surrounded by people who do not understand what you are feeling. They may say you are being ungrateful or restless for no reason, but they cannot hear what you hear. God is speaking to your spirit in ways that others may never understand. Do not let their opinions make you doubt your process. The truth is, you are outgrowing the place where you have been. Your spirit has matured, your vision has expanded, and your heart is ready for something higher. God is calling you out of comfort so you can experience the fullness of His promise. It takes courage to leave what is familiar, but the blessing waiting ahead is far greater than what you are leaving behind. This divine restlessness is not there to frustrate you. It is there to awaken you. When God places a new assignment on your life, He also gives you the inner nudge to start preparing for it. That's why you can't stay comfortable doing what you used to do. The blessing requires a new version of you, a stronger faith, a renewed mind, and a purified heart. Every time you obey that stirring and take a step forward, you align yourself with God's timing. So instead of fighting the restlessness, embrace it. Let it push you toward prayer, toward purpose, toward growth. Peace that flows, because that inner feeling, that unexplainable shift in your heart, is heaven's announcement that something greater is coming. God is moving you from where you are to where you were always meant to be. And that restlessness is His way of saying it's time to rise. When God is about to bless you, unexpected challenges will rise in your life to test your faith and prepare your spirit. These challenges are not meant to destroy you. They are designed to strengthen you. You may find yourself in situations that feel heavier than usual, facing obstacles that seem impossible to overcome, and wondering why life suddenly became harder right before something good was supposed to happen. But that is exactly how God works. Before every great blessing, there comes a great test. It is in those moments of pressure that your true faith is revealed. Anyone can trust God when everything is easy, but real faith is proven in the fire. God allows the storm not to punish you, but to prepare you. He is shaping your heart, refining your patience, and building your endurance for the blessing that is on its way. When you face these trials, flows, it is easy to question why things are going wrong, especially when you are trying to do everything right. But you must understand that the presence of challenges is not a sign that God has forgotten you. It is evidence that He is getting ready to elevate you. Every challenge carries a lesson that prepares you for what you have been praying for. The delay you experience is developing your character. The pain you feel is deepening your strength. The confusion you go through is sharpening your wisdom. God cannot give you a great blessing if you are not strong enough to handle it. So He allows resistance to build your resilience. Just like a seed must break before it grows, your spirit must be stretched before it steps into the next level of favor. Sometimes the challenges come through people. Those who once supported you may start turning away. Those who promised to stand with you might disappear when you need them most. But do not take it personally. God is teaching you to rely on Him, not on others. He removes your dependence on people so that your faith becomes unshakable. The betrayal, the rejection, the loneliness, they are all part of the preparation. God is stripping away false security to make room for divine confidence. You may lose friends, opportunities, or even comfort, but what you gain is far greater. You gain spiritual maturity. You gain a deeper connection with God. You gain the strength to walk through fire and come out refined instead of destroyed. There will also be times when the challenges come in silence. Doors that you expected to open will stay closed. Prayers that you thought would be answered quickly will seem delayed. You will wonder if God is still listening. But in those quiet moments, He is closer than ever. He is working behind the scenes, arranging everything in perfect order. When you cannot see His hand, you must learn to trust His heart. Faith is not just believing that God can do it. It is trusting that He is doing it, even when you see no sign of it. The waiting season is not wasted time. It is preparation time. The longer it takes, the greater the testimony will be. Every challenge you face is a training ground for your destiny. David had to fight lions and bears before he could face Goliath. Moses had to wander through the desert before leading a nation. Even Jesus faced temptation in the wilderness before beginning His ministry. You are no different. The challenges in your life are there to make you ready for what you have asked for. So instead of asking God to remove the challenge, ask Him to give you the strength to rise above it. Every tear, every setback, every sleepless night is adding to your testimony. When the blessing finally comes, you will be able to stand firm, knowing that your faith was tested and proven true. God uses challenges to separate the weak from the strong, the fearful from the faithful. And when you endure them with trust, you step into the kind of blessing that no obstacle can take away. When God is preparing to release a powerful blessing over your life, He will begin to send you clear signs, confirmations, and an unexplainable peace that settles in your heart. These signals are not coincidences. They are divine messages guiding you toward your purpose. Suddenly, you will notice moments where everything begins to align in unexpected ways. You might meet new people who speak words that echo exactly what you have been praying about. You may open a book, hear a sermon, or see a phrase that directly answers your silent questions. That is not random. That is God whispering, reminding you that He hears you, that He has not forgotten what He promised. When heaven is getting ready to move, the spiritual realm becomes active around you. God begins to confirm your direction through signs that only your spirit can recognize. You will start to sense peace, even in the middle of uncertainty. This peace is not based on your surroundings, but on the presence of God within you. Everything around you may still look the same, but something deep inside starts telling you it will be all right. That inner calm is heaven's assurance that the storm is temporary and the blessing is near. God gives peace as a confirmation that you are walking in the right direction. The world cannot produce that kind of peace because it comes from the Holy Spirit. It silences fear, it stills confusion, and it fills your heart with quiet confidence. When you feel that peace, even when circumstances are still chaotic, that is a sure sign that your blessing is closer than you think. Another powerful sign is divine alignment. The right doors will begin to open without force. Opportunities you thought were lost will suddenly come back at the perfect time. people who carry wisdom, and favor will start to appear. You will feel like life is shifting in your favor, not because of luck, but because grace is making room for you. What once required struggle will begin to flow smoothly. The same doors that refused to open before will open with ease because now they are tied to your divine timing. God's alignment is never random. It is precise. He arranges every connection, every conversation, every step to lead you exactly where you need to be. When you start noticing things falling into place effortlessly, know that it is not a coincidence, it is confirmation. You may also notice that your spirit becomes more sensitive to guidance. The voice of God will become clearer. You will begin to recognize His direction through conviction, through quiet impressions in your heart, or through dreams that carry purpose. This clarity is not something you create. It is something God reveals. He does not speak to the mind filled with noise. He speaks to the soul that has learned to listen. When you quiet your distractions and lean into prayer, you start to hear Him more clearly. That inner guidance will never confuse you or bring fear. It brings assurance, wisdom, and strength to move forward without doubt. The closer your blessing is, the louder God's confirmation becomes within you. The last and most powerful sign that God is ready to bless you is that everything meant to break you will begin to lose its power. The things that used to scare you will no longer shake you. The same situations that once made you cry will no longer steal your peace. You will feel lighter, stronger, and more stable, even when life is still testing you. That transformation within you is proof that God has already begun the work. When you are truly ready for a blessing, you no longer chase it, it finds you. The peace, the alignment, the guidance, and the strength you feel are all signs that heaven is releasing favor in your direction. So keep your spirit open. Pay attention to the subtle confirmations. The signs are already around you. And when you learn to recognize them, you will see that the blessing you have been waiting for has already started to unfold. Before you go, remember this: when God is about to bless you, He doesn't shout it, He shows it. Every shift, every delay, every silent night is a setup for something greater. Don't doubt the process. Heaven is already in motion. Your miracle is closer than you think. Stay in faith, stay expectant, and stay ready, because the next season of your life will silence every doubt and reward every tear. If this message spoke to your spirit, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell, because what's coming next will lift your faith even higher. Your breakthrough is on its way. Don't miss what God is about to do next.